If
Yeah.
Sentinels wanted to play Jet through this map pool that we see here as they encroach onto A, slowly scaling in, they could, but still, the chamber's there. What will he be able to do?
Yeah, but it's on the flank here. They're already coming around the corner. There's the first contact, and there you go. Who better than Shroud for the first blood? Traded out, though, and it's looking to be a back and forth. The backwood sense in control. One more to go to 180 on the latest edition as well. To figure out if the Guard are going to be pushing somewhere early like they did in the last few rounds. This means that we might potentially see a rotation back into the other side. But this time it's going to be quick. Moving inside the A side, and it's going to be an open door, but Trent holding it up towards that bridge. 2 kills on the ground and Dapper. 10's the last player standing stuck at the mid double doors. Now on a 3 versus 1. Make that a 2 versus. We'll try to re-clear that shop if they want to, and that's where we're leaning for Sentinels. But look at this push from Trent. Just by Sussy. He looks on the top of the net, has a perfect timing, but the jiggle peek from Celsius. The awareness of that player to actually give the advantage for Sentinels.
Receiving and reading the Guard right now. The Sentinels have seen 2 pushes, right, already. That B push on second round, as well as Elbow that came in late to the second round, and now this. They're expecting Guard to be a little bit aggressive. They already fed in a few kills here. Net able to trade one Vans. It looks like they're going to scale back on A. Sentinels for the plant with Viper's Pit.
Yeah, Shroud on top of that has the pit to pull that out. Allowing Dapper to get a plant down. Shazam watching that flank, easy kill. Hunter's Fury of Shazam, but still a 5 versus 4, so going for a plant. Nice little shock dart onto Tense to do a little bit of chip damage, but still in the end. It's a plant, full plant situation now for the Guard for the retake. Starting things off quite well with a build-up false kill from Net. Battle onto mid, and Shazam is lurking back, but the retake back towards the site. Shroud is holding towards the angle at the ladder. That's the first kill at Berlin, but it continues to get traded out, and it continues to be a perfect to have the Silva playing towards the back A holes. And then you have the Viper's Pit in the front, but you're facing against 3 initiators in the front A site. Now the door gets open, a beautiful flash, but it's still Saya player that lands the first kill on the Dapper. Valen answers back onto the A main 2, holding the top. The recon dart comes out, and that's a spike down as well. But we are trading back. It's Shroud and Tense back with a 1-1 of their own. An advantage coming in for the Guard as the recon dart comes out, trying to flush out Shroud, bringing out Poison Orb, and is getting sprayed at the same time. Tense goes for a plant.
Wants to reposition. Oh, he gets the frag! Oh, we get Shazam up here. Oh, they've thrown themselves in.
It's actually a great delay. Dapper sticks out. Now the gun also sticks out too, but unfortunately the headhunter does not connect from net. So that's an early 4 versus 4, and because of all this utility, you could still try to make it through by all these flashes. Off shot miss could have been a crucial one, but this allows now Sentinels to get a plant down. The Owl Drone trying to re-clear, that does tag onto a member of Sentinels, forcing him just to hold back towards bricks. As Zelsis is watching back towards that right side pyramid. We still have great positioning to crossfire for Sentinels, and we're also flooding back. Nice flash from Jonah B, but it's still Shazam that gets these kills. And looking at it so far, with those 2 kills coming out from Shazam, you already see Saya player falling back to save that operator, so that is going to, and with that though, with this pit, we're still going to hold very slowly for Sentinels.
My God, 9 rounds in, and they pull the trigger. Holy moly, what a fast round from Sentinels. Guard with a great reaction so far on a fast push, but they read Trent. They take him down. Vansili. Dapper now looking as Nat searching for another frag after he gets the Vandal.
Zelsis with the underhand throw outside of the pit to connect onto Jonah P, and unfortunately Net is going to be by himself now as another one falls for the Guard. Inside the pit, Zelsis spots for the 3rd one of this round. Headhunter. We're starting things off with an execution. It's going to be fairly quick towards the A-holes. Josika would take control of the door. And here's that battle towards the front, to swing out from Net, and he connects onto that kill. Another first blood coming in for the Guard, but the tag from the Allen Drone, the Hunter's Fury to come out, Zelsis trades it back. A 4 versus 4 as Sentinels have taken over the A site, but we're fighting back from under the bridge. Now with 3 versus 2. Shroud and Shazam plant on the right side of the pyramid, and the wall comes up to allow Shazam to take position inside sight.
Guard's just setting up garrisons here at the end. You saw, like you said, under bridge, there were 3 members just ready to take fights. Beautiful coverage and anchoring of each other here, making it tough for Sentinels. Now Shroud and Shazam standing tall. Will they be able to do it? A Saya player connects with Shazam.
This is one for Shroud. Nice flash, actually. Not fully blinded by that one, but it's enough to make it a little bit big. Battle on mid, where Saya player, we still haven't figured out on Sentinel's end where he's been offing it. Nice little ADS though from Trent. That's on top of B-wall. Headshot onto 10s, a 4 versus 4. A knife to clear out the site for a bit. Jonah P holding the corner towards that ladder and gets that frag onto Dapper. The Poison Orb to come up on defense to run that clock down as Jonah P gets pinged for a bit with the recon. And it's a stalemate right after that.
Yeah, you could call on the Jonah P there. That 0 point kind of just slapped Sentinels in the face. Still saw one try to come through, but it did not work. They thought they might be able to outfire Jonah P.
Ooh.
Trent, pretty good success with the Hunter's Fury throughout the match. And now they've figured out this kind of this strategy by Sentinels, where they go hard, or they'll push, or they'll show one thing and just look for utility. Guard doesn't buy it anymore.
10 seconds.
Really good read to have this on B, and Valen drop Shroud in mid.
Yeah, they were trying to go for that lurk onto the tunnels, but Valen was on top of that, especially after the underhand. Now with a 0 point. Recon in the back. We know one is playing towards bricks. Another flash available for Zelsis. Goes for that underhand. Comes back through. Fully blinded is going to be Trent, and thankfully he was fully blinded. But that Zelsis still on his own. Connects onto another kill onto Net, but we're swinging through as he's reloading, and that's a perfect pistol round coming in.
Mid once, so Guard here trying to pressure the kill.
Yeah, if anything, it was only a late lurk, but here comes that split in. A couple of flashes coming out on defense, but it's going to be Shroud trying to hold his ground out, gets pinged out, but he does get the wall bang onto Jonah P, and a headshot onto Saya player before he gets traded out. A 2 versus 2, Zelsis battling at 35 HP at the staircase of the A site. Spike is now moving in, looking for a plant, and it will be successful now, courtesy of Valen. While Net is rotating all the way back towards cave, the Spike planet for both of these players as we're retreating back towards the cave with the toxic screen about to come down. Oh no!
Peeking!
Peeking! No, I didn't like that. I did not like that at all. Out of position rather, as maybe it was a miscommunication. Valen should have called it out potentially here that the wall was coming down, and Net got caught with his pants down. Thankfully, Valen could play the pulse lineup. ADS onto 10s, a 2 versus 1, but it's still going to be Zelsis that answers back. That 13 HP remaining will get the defuse, and that's Sentinels. But an expensive round for them to win. Fenner on the B side, slightly open for now. Recon Dart to try to answer back. Also the null command coming out here on the defense from Zelsis. But Trent still drops Shazam. Now in the back of the site, Zelsis with the Vandal. Underhand throw, looking to peek back towards the ladder. And he does spot a few. Now he does have support from Charlotte coming out from McDonald's while Dapper's moving in on tunnels. And they are closing in on the guard, leaving Saya player, that Guardian by himself on the attack. And it's just going to slow down for a bit. 16 seconds left on the clock. Nice flick there onto Dapper. Let to go for a pre-fired shot into the corner, but a nice high-low for Sentinels just to stop the bleeding.
There's a Viper's Pit to start things off at A for Sentinels. That means they can focus a little bit toward B here. You can see the initiators of Fade and KO ready to come back if necessary, but right out the gate.
The 3 players pushing up towards the mid doors for the guard. Easy trade against Shroud, and the player advantage also on the attack. Plant coming down for the pulse plant at the default spot once again, where they could play the pulse plant lineups. You currently see Trent moving all the way back. Valen still has his 2 snake bites, and as he actually brings back up that fuel, allows the wall to come back up, and now they retreat back into the A cave. And this is such a strong position. I mean, you still have Net towards mid. You have an alarm bot looking back towards that flank. This is just going to be looking to be one off simple utility from the guard. Let's see if we can actually get the retake from Sentinels.
I wonder what his countdown is. He might be able to actually get this to a fast beat. They're going to have to force defuse it. Here comes the ultimates. They're trying to flick across. Valen takes down Zelsis. Great organization in the ultimates here. Sentinels knows they can't go site take here, and they feel like they should scale on the site. Like round 1 here, but with ultimates makes it a little easier unless Dapper does that.
Did have a tag coming out onto Shroud in the back of yellow. Aldrone coming out from Shazam. Shock Dart's trying to come through. And that's going to be a little bit of a combo. Oh, that could have killed Jonah P. He's down at 2 HP. And finally, kill confirmed by Shazam. But alert coming back towards mid from Trent. And he can come up huge right now. It's a 5 versus 2. We are watching that flank, but it's Net and Trent. The 2 youngsters right now in the roster making it work, at least for now. Trent on his lonesome. And it does not connect there, unfortunately, on that duel.
Controlled on their angles. Just a little bit of a lean now from the defensive spawn area.
Dapper's going to have to come up huge at the pillar of the B side. The smoke dissipates. Could have lined up 2, but that's an easy trade back. Vibrant Spit is available, but it's stopped by Shazam just by the archers in the back of the B side. Spike is also down, but Shazam's on his by himself, actually. He can do it so far. That's 1 kill. Traded out by Saya player on a 2 versus 2. Now there's no information from the guard where the last 2 players are, except maybe with that 0 point that just came out. Rotation's coming back towards mid.
A nice little 2-pronged attack here coming in from the side of the guard. We saw kind of what the cloud burst over a gas wall provides you. It kind of bit him in the butt for a second as that wall's over towards A, but this 2v2 is tight, and Sentinels look to put themselves on 2 points. Not
nice
gonna
kills
happen.
by Jonah. Win this round, but lose a lot of players. They're still going to be on a low economy at map point. But that's a great way to start things off. Shazam, ADSing, headshot onto net. We're trying to answer back from the halls, the underhand throw. Shazam tries to fight back, but Jonah P at least got control of the door. That forces out the null command, and Valen gets the entry onto Shroud. Meanwhile, though, as the door opens, that's already going to be the ult down, but it's going to be a camera for the players on the guard trying to get this plant into A. Still, the Viper's Pit available. Null command coming out on the defense, so that's going to delay things just for a bit. And there you go, the pit finally comes out. Trent still has the Allen drone. Hunter's Fury to come back as well on the retake from Shazam. And it's Zelsa, Shazam, and Tens looking for the retake, but they have to retake with an off on top of that. So this is good positioning, at least for Valen inside the pit. As the wall comes down, coming in. Oh, the close range trying to get that shot. Working around the Viper's Pit, leaving Trent on his own. The swing out, and unfortunately, as Zelsis comes down towards that ramp. Very tough right now. We're seeing the guard trying to split back into this A site.
What a push coming in. Zelsis could have their backs real quick, but guard make quick work of everything that's in A. Is Zelsis too late, or is he just in time?
Blade Storm now down, Spike now planted. Zelsis looking towards the back end of the cave. Tens looking for the high ground. But here's that flash to the door. That spots Tens, but Jonah P still manages to escape. But this still gives him good positioning on the pulse plant now for the guard. And even Sentinels, look at that.
Save.
On a 5 or 4 versus 3 rather. You might play it a little bit more passively. You might try to save unless they get this kill, and they do. So that opens up the mid doors. There's that Nightfall that's going to ping 2 players out of the 3 remaining inside the site as well. So you will commit for this. The recon dart to come out, the toxic screen as well. Molly in the front from the fragment of Zelsis. And we're straight to the wall. Put the timing on that one. Trent allowing to get 2 kills out of that, and that is going to be the guard holding the null command coming out here.
This would be incredibly impressive.
It would be impossible. Very doable if you actually have a huge flank. Oh, the wall comes up on the timing on defense. And Dapper's position's now given away with 2 players playing under the window. You're going to have to flick hard, but it doesn't work out. He had utility in his hands, and we're looking closer and closer for the overtime. Shroud with the Marshall. Zels is down, and Shazam with the Bulldog, but the res comes out, forcing out the Hunter's Fury to tag onto one. The double kill with the Hunter's Fury, leaving only 1 player alive. That's Zels with that Spectre, spotted in the front of the B site, and we will be going into overtime. A Saya player
Take the fights, be behind each other, give somebody a family photo if they decide to peek. And they are there to back each other up.
1 0-point spots all 4 players. That is going to be the spike down going at least for the Sentinels as they lose Zelsis in the process. But the retake's coming out from the guard. Everybody can look towards the front of the site here for Sentinels. And all of this time, we had the toxic screen still available for Valen. So now we go for that retake, and we all fall for the Sentinels. And somehow, the guard take the lead on the first map on their... Owl drone, this is a fake right now on the A side to hit towards B. But we hear the footsteps. Tens is on the top. They don't clear it on the top here for the guard, but no hits, no kills. 10, or should I say net at 1 HP, finally gets dropped. Now it's a 4 versus 4. The knife actually pings him out, and we have an recon guard actually that pings out Saya player. But Valen is walking towards the front of the B site. It's a 4 versus 3. Tens is trying to go for the hero play to at least narrow down the numbers on the retake, but we still have Zelsis. The flash in the back of the site. Saya player is also holding that angle. The peek out. Zelsis wins that fight. And now here comes Trent on the lurk, back towards tunnel. The 0 point coming out on defense as we have suppression coming in. Jonah falls, but Trent moves forward. The first headshot onto Shroud, the recon dart to come out too, and Valen is still holding towards that window. So we have to go for the quick kill, and it works out for Shazam. Now Valen has to go for the jiggle back into front, and Shazam saves it in now for the Sentinels as we will go in. Now Saya player is trying to do the same thing as Tens did on the B site. The Allen drone for the ping, but this is going to be one of those same things once again. But Zelsis gets the opener. We actually do clear that top of flank, but Valen's in the back of the site, connects onto 1, but cannot get the readjustment onto Shroud. We have a plank coming down. Ooh, that's going to be a big audio cue. Dapper staying on the top of mid. Right, because Net is looking forward from the top of Ness, and that's a great pick. But another late lurk coming out from Elbow. And just going to hear the rotation from Jonah B. Connects onto that kill, and we know the second one's moving towards tunnel. Shroud is playing the pulse plant.
Shroudy
That's
lineups.
one of the things we like to see, yeah. I mean, Shroud, we talked about it before. One of those players that's coming in. As we do have the shots landing on a 1-versus-1, and it is halfway. We're forcing out the ping. The wall bang coming out from Shroud does get the kill, and who better than Shroud to win here for Sentinels, because you just want Zelsis to play the pulse plan and just catch the players off guard, especially after that owl drone. That's the easy kill. One player down. Knife towards the front door. Actually, he missed it. He threw the knife onto the body of Trent. I love it.
Well, he was making sure nobody else was to his left. So he hadn't cleared it. So he's like, oh my God, Shroudy comes out with a 3K. The flawless to end the round. You got to be kidding me. What a positioning move they have from Sentinels.
Break the door, force to rotate out. Tens gave up towards Garden, and now we're pushing it towards the A side, but it's Dapper. 2 kills with the ghost on the back of the Jenny, lining up a third one with the wall bang, and that's Tens on the other end just to hold it back off the rotation. Nets on his own, on the lurk on mid, and that
doesn't look like they have much more than net just on the crossfire. See how Sentinels get in.
Excuse me, lost a rifle in the process. Not only expected here because it's a gun round now for the guard, and Shazam's looking for that retake for Sentinels. The wall bang onto Saya player as Net is hiding inside the smoke actually, and that allows him to get through the nebula on a timing because the Prowler didn't spot him, but as he comes out, Dapper was waiting for him. Then Trent stays on the boxes for 2 kills, looks for the third, but we continue with these trades. It's a 1-versus-1. We talked about Velen on the clutch, but it's not going to work out. Dapper gets the kill. And he's going to be able to get this defuse right here to make it 3-0 for Sentinels. How we're currently placing the stars into A main for Shroud. If it's going to be support with the Gravwell on top of that too for Zelsis. But here comes the execute towards the A site, and that's Shroud holding towards the A main. This is off, of course, a couple of pistols coming in though from the guard, just trying to at least get a flank down. That was also the Nightfall coming out from Dapper to get all of that information for Sentinels. So this is going to make things a little bit hard for the guard to get some economy in from a plant.
Looks like the owl just shot him in the face for a second. There's a few more frags coming in. At the time we saw that, you know, Saya player breaks that distance and nobody can trade with him on a frag. Maybe this time, Asher's, sorry, 4v4 coming up. They will be able to get a little more positioning. At least the knowledge is there, but here comes the initiator utility.
That was huge. Off the C's and the fragment and a push from Trent. Coming in hard.
Have a bit of info. Oh, operator in the smoke. TP out. First.
Gun.
Ooh, the quick trade though.
The triple walk into a smoke. I love it. And the spray back through the cloud burst, but the Nightfall coming out on the attack. It does actually see Shazam with this Odin just trying to ADS down for only 1 kill. But these are looking really good, at least on both ends. Immediately, the null command gets dropped, so we have a 2-versus-1. Shroud looking for the fake res, looking back towards our front of the site. Going for the real one to swing out, and that's Trent with the kill. Potentially maybe go for an underhand throw through that smoke, but there was a lot of utility that was thrown back from Sentinels.
It's wild. Look at what Sentinels feel comfortable playing. Shroud is not moving. He is ready to play a double spot there, crossfire into sight, but he goes down on a trade. Now they have to consider what they can do. No controller on that side.
That was a nice little double swing out.
Spawn.
Outside of the Cloudburst too. Zelsis down, Shazam off the rotation. And this continues to be just nice from both of these teams. The pushing coming through, it's well read by Sentinels,
Exactly.
but the trade comes out immediately. I just love this until this happens. Tens pushing towards the B main, looking for the 3rd kill, and he's going to get the headshot there onto Valen. Lock it down here for the Sentinels. It should be a Nebula or a Gravwell. It's going to be a Nebula instead. Paranoid doesn't hit him, so Shroud has open season into the back of hell, but unfortunately as Saya's dancing inside the Cloudburst, Shroud falls. Now though we answer back, Tens with the Guardian, the first headshot. Shot darts coming in, spike down now for the guard on the pulse plant. 2 players playing towards hell as Jonah P falls. Dapper goes for the 180 and another 180 again on the Trent. Now the Nightfall just to secure the deal. The last position, as you see now, the Nanoswarm getting thrown, double of them coming down, but it's still a 3-versus-1. Very difficult for Net to come back across, and as he comes through.
To the site, early defensive 0 point, smokes, stars on this A spot just to hold down alt orb.
Okay. He did his job. Net was trying to look for that push, fights back for that one, but that forces a Nightfall on the attack. Nice paranoia from Valen, but it's still a 1-for-1 on both extremities of that map. But now you hear that null command coming out from the defense, and that is going to be Zelsis just trying to slow things down for a bit. And now Dapper's already on the top. Zelsis looking to push forward. The battle coming in towards hell. You hear the footsteps from Dapper. Dapper gets picked off by Trent. Zels is looking for the overhand flash for the double swing after, but there goes Trent pushing forward, and that's a great kill coming out and a great hold. Just want to focus on taking this A site, but it's a double push up on Catwalk, so Net has a lot into his hands right now, hiding inside that Nebula, and as it dissipates, Elise gets the first kill until he's traded off by Zelsis for another kill coming in for Sentinels. In the back of Jenny, Trent fights back with that frenzy, long range somehow onto Tens, and this is looking again one of those.
Look at the site here. This is up to Trent. Net's just on the other side. It looks like Sentinels want it, but so slow down this lane side. Side player is going to start off on 10 like that.
30 seconds left.
Looking good for the rest of the guard. Crossfire towards that back of the B side, and there you go. I mean, at that point, you were hoping that Tens could actually get a pick towards the 3-hit together. Nice, a little 0 point coming out, at least from Jonah P. That's going to ping a couple of players down towards Hell. A smoke towards the front. The Paranoia misses, though, and that's going to be a great position, at least for the Sentinels at Hell to get all of these kills. But Jonah P answers back for 3 kills. The backstab from Zelsis, after all. Finally, a Sentinel stops that bleeding on that.
Bit of a one-way smoke here, coming in from Valen. Wait, Shroud's in? That's the rest of the team has to follow.
Xayah player lands it onto Zelsis, and Jonah P gets the wall bang onto Shazam, and this is a stronghold for the guard. And you mentioned it, Shroud made it through, so he's able to answer back onto Xayah player, but it's basically a 4 versus 2, as he gets pinged out by a Haunt, and that's a beautiful wall. Opportunity to control for Sentinels as they're leading towards this.
Great little adaptation there by Sentinels. They were able to identify that it was Xayah player that was out and in the open alone, but now this B is coming in, so forget about that.
The Nightfall also to ping out Valen inside that site. Cosmic Divide on the attack, but you don't need to be death if you see them right in front of you. That's 3 kills for Valen right now. A 2 versus 2. Valen looking for the 4th. Connects onto that one as well. And Shroud on a 2 versus 1. Let's see what you got here, Shroudy. Nothing at all. As Net taking the first step, pushing aggressively towards Tree. That forces out the null command from Jonah P, who does get a nice kill onto 10, was fully blinded towards Tree. A swing out from Wine that doesn't amass for a kill, so we're trying to fight back. We're clawing back here for Sentinels. They're at a player disadvantage, but all split up across the map. But here comes the Hunter's Fury on the attack, allowing this push forward from Dapper, but it's not even needed. Shazam gets a double kill with the Hunter's Fury. A player advantage going back into the Sentinels, but Dapper lurks in to make it a 3 versus 1. Now Xayah player with this operator and the Blade Storm available if he wants to. Just trying to see if he could catch as many shots of the Blade Storm as he can, because he's going to be by himself in the site. The Paranoia is already wasted by Valen in the back. First op shot connects, but it gets traded out instantly by Shroud. And that's a plant coming down now for Sentinels, and we're still far away for the rotate for the guard.
Going to be a pretty far rotate from Jonah P. Looks like they'll hold on the exits here, at least for now. Jonah P's movement super slow towards towers. That's the only way I would think that. But no, they're going to be entering the site. Valen at least wants these frags. Jonah's going to have to move a little bit faster if they really want to use all the utility correctly.
You're happy that Tens is still alive, because that forced Jonah P to break that trademark. So he has to give his position away. It's a 2 versus 1. Both players from Sentinels holding in the back of the site. A switch of weapons are 2 rounds away to force another overtime into this game. Economy's still good for the guard, but it's quick for Sentinels inside the B site. Dapper somehow flicks it to the kill onto Trent. Back of the site now is going to be Net, being hit by concuss from that Nova Pulse. Net is trying to stay alive in the back. Nice flash coming out because Zelsis was full blinded from that. The swing out from Tens, and Net was still ready off that kill. And that's off that dark cover coming out, and Net is just holding down towards the back of the site. I can't believe this is happening. What a hold right now from Net and the rest of the guard in the back of the B site. And we are going to a third map. Also gives the information with all of these shots coming in that it is a hard hit for the guard over the A site. Underhand flash, but we're staying safe behind it, Jenny. That's 2 opening kills coming out, make that even Sentinels across the board. The last one, 4 rifles and 2 Spectres on the defense for Sentinels. And there's a lot of utility being held, but still a 5 versus 4. Player advantage, slow orb allowing Sentinels to creep forward, but Xayah player is evening up the tally. In the back of Yellow, Haunt coming out, breaking crosshair placement, but a double swing in the front. The Molly missed on top of that too, but it's a lineup to allow Valen to get only 1. But after that,
oh my god, the Tens has is so interesting. That gas wall goes up, instantly protecting from mid, so now he can just focus, but it's not quick enough. Xayah player's quicker.
We wanted to know it was going to flick faster, and it's going to be Xayah player indeed, and puts value into that dual defense, and now we have a plant for the attack. Two players already inside this B site, a third to be met up, and look at how far we are from net. I have a feeling we got something cooked up for Pulse Plant, potentially, or a late lurk. But the null command comes out from Valid on top of that too. There's that molly that lands first. And now things are looking tougher and tougher now to have Sentinels play this retake. Wall coming up. 4 block.
Fights.
Yeah. Still trying to deny as much as we can. Even an orbital.
Oh my god.
Everything's just cycled so well into the tool de force from Saya player to get a 4K into the round. And
his first bloods have been amazing. Last map 6-1 here, already has one for himself. In the 8 frags he does have and wants to get some more. Tens actually goes down there to Trent, who's been having a hell of a series for himself too. Shroud gets delivered.
Tens has always been at the right place at the right time, but still gets shut down on the aim duels in the past few rounds at least. And you saw Shroud trying to trade it back, but they both get knocked down. As now everybody's just falling. It's already what Trent does is it allows the ball to get information on top of the null commands, and that's a split from the guard into the B site. And that also allows Saya player to flush some players out, get a kill at the Shazam. The push from Shroud as he got pinged out from the Nightfall. But again, another one of those rounds where you're getting into the site, you've got numbers advantage, and you're on a 4 versus 2 with the KO knife trying to get some information. But thankfully, there's a res, there's an null command available for the retake with Zelsis.
Remy with the stimmy, pushing the guard through here. They get into sight, but it's going to be Sentinels retake. 3 members closing in, all coming from the same position here. And look at this retake by the guard. They're able to come in from almost every spot they want to try and find the flank, but are they too far away now? Oh, Valen says no!
Who cares when Valen gets these kills like that?
Smoke going down so they can go through mid into spawn. Nicely done is to get themselves caterpillared right into the A site on screens.
But the 0 point spotted all 3 players, so rotates coming out. Tens wins the fight for the lurk on B main, so that's huge. Now we're playing all the way towards the back. The underhand throw on the top of 410, but it doesn't spot opponents in the back. 0 point coming on the other end. We're playing the pulse plan. It's going to be dangerous for the guard to try to hold this back. This is one of those unorthodox positions just because you're trying to play inside a Viper's mid. And now Saya player gets the no-scope there onto Zelsis, but we're diffusing onto that spike, like I said. Going to be very hard to do here on that retake. And Sentinels can hold that round beautifully.
It does not see.
Tens has a great opportunity to go for. And all of this timing and dinks coming out from Shroud, but unfortunately no kills. So now the null command comes out from Valley. Sentinels trying to make it another 7-5. A Nightfall coming on the attack too, and we've cleared out towards this B site. Easy plant coming in. How's the pulse plant going to work?
Everybody down towards B for now. Only site is going to be the Rendezvous Saya player. 0 point fine, so that actually nicks his rendezvous for now. It's going to take a little bit of time, and that's the gain. Pressure here. A missed shot.
Missed shot. Molly coming out once again. The annoying Molly from that Brimstone. Now that's going to run that clock down. We got to try to push quickly. Dapper comes up with the wall. C's being thrown. Nice little jiggle peek with the headshot to Valen. Now we're sticking onto that spike. We're peeking up. Dapper saving it so far. We're trying to break the wall. He gets a 3rd kill. Looks for the 4th. We get the defuse there for the Sentinels with the Red Bull clutch. And we're ending it 7-5.
You see contact, and that's the contact they were looking for. Wall goes up to the left side, and Sentinels will try to get this plant down. Maybe.
Oh my god. Trent. That's a high-low, almost lands them both, but that's going to be Tens that lands both of them on the top of 410. Net now being flushed out by the snake bite and also dropped down. That's Jonah P on a 3 versus 1. And thankfully with the Sage Wall. I was going to say maybe it's a bad Sage Wall after wall because that's 2 players that made out the wall up. Recon dart, 0 point. There you go. Now we've committed into the hit. Flash coming outside as well. Molly coming out to deny again if you can. And now you're forcing a little bit of a tunnel to try to get into the site to plant. There's only 14 seconds left on the clock. Zelsis at least gets the kill on the Trent. Jonah P pushing forward through the smoke. The 3rd kill then onto Shazam. And goes for the 4K. A couple of players too, so it's going to be down to the basics. The fundamentals with the rifles as the wall's about to come down. And as it comes down, Shazam actually spots Saya player. And the 2nd kill cannot be traded. Jonah P falls as well. And it's finally going to be one of those rounds where the guard gave that to Sentinels. Get into a side on an early 5 versus 3. It's Sentinels' turn to do that.
Plant the spike. Oh, he goes in. Oh, they call it? Just on the edge of that damage. Oh my gosh.
Unlucky.
Shroud getting tagged just a little bit. Spike has been planted, and they have to find it instant eyes. That makes it maybe harder to get the diffuser once they're pinched in there. If we can get the defense from guard to step forward.
Well, especially after that null command from Zelsis. Now we're tapping onto it. We're trying to stay between the walls. And it's now time for the guard to do that. And we're not going to get it. Shazam sees that one, Elise. And it's a 3 versus 1. Net has the Viper's Pit, but it is not going to. And that is Jiggle Peak by Trent. The wall and looking for not even a split. It's going to be a 4-player commit towards Orange. An orbital strike coming down from Jonah P. Remy with the stimmy, taking the position on the other end here, using the sound of the orbital strike to mask his position now on an off angle just behind the boxes. But Tens clears it out, takes him down, and it's now a 4 versus 2 as Trent and Net answers back towards Kitchen. Now Saya player with the duel to false looks down. He hears that spike going down, and as he leads back out, Saya player gets the kill onto Dapper. Now it's up to Shazam. He does have the Hunter's Fury that he's up against 4 players, and that's a 0 point. Actually didn't hit him. Swinging back out, getting the first kill, but the swing comes right out from Trent. Easy trade here to at least try to get a flat down, but we have a Nightfall ready as well for Trent for the retake. And it comes out right away as soon as they hear the tap. And here comes the Hunt inside as well. Prowlers to come out to help out to flush out the Viper's Pit. And now Shroud has to look left and right. And it's Jonah P to drop the Viper's Pit, drop the Spike Carrier as well. And it's Tens on a 3 versus 1, sneaking through the tunnels of smokes. Left and right, getting ready for the double swing. Tens with the first kill, but Net comes back from the generator for the trade. And that sight.
Can Jonah P make it around in time? He's still trying to decide what the flank is. Oh, Shazam does go down. They know that's the flank watch, but will they know there's one more lurking?
Jonah P's getting dipped right now on this retake. Saya player drops another one. Dapper has been a hero for the team so far. Is just trying to hold back towards 410. Molly towards the front. And like I said, it's not time for them. So the wall comes out. The Molly to walk out the area too, allowing for this.
Though it is going to be a death ball B for Sentinels here. Null command comes out. W keys press. Sentinels looking to close this round gap.
You want this because this allows the wall to come up and potentially get the plant without having a fragment be landed on the ground. But yeah, Trent gets the kill onto Shroud. Another one of those duels that's won here by Trent, who gets a second kill, but at least we get a plant down for Sentinels. The push forward coming out from Tens, spotting 2 players at Orange before he TPs back. A 5 versus 3, Poison, Viper's Pit available for Net on a retake if they want to, but he's still watching that flank while the rest are pushing forward. Orbital strike coming down here on the defense. It takes down Zelsis. It doesn't work out for the post plant. Tens is on his lonesome. 4 players swinging out. We get the defuse for the guard. And they are at map and series point.
To get one to go down, but it has to be a safe res. The wall, same wall. Is it a different plant though? They push forward. First time they've gone this far through their own wall.
And Zelsis gets the wall bang onto Jonah P, but it's still Trent that's alive. Another player that's been prominent for the team. Tens finally gets another kill. 4 Sentinels onto Valen. Spike is down. Trent and the rest of the guard. I mean, Saya player is way too far back in 8 still. And as you mentioned it here, Riv, one of those moments where you're just pushing very quickly. Well, now maybe a save, but with the icon that they have, somehow they land that shot. But it's traded out here by Tens. Trent back on the top of Kitchen. Somehow a 2 versus 1. No way. Shazam only with the Guardian. Picks up here the second weapon of the Bulldog on the ground. We have it at halfway. He gets the headshot. It's a 1 versus 1. Recon dart out. We're still clicking on that clock. And now we go for the ADS. We're trying to go for the tap. The headshot coming in. And should I say the body kill to Shazam? The Red Bull
really starts to throw guard off and how they can rotate. Only one's going to be coming through. B's to play again, but the mollies, the plants,
the push.
Jonah P goes down.
Celsius with the headshot to Jonah P, but then runs back into the molly because that stays on for so long. It's a 4 versus 4. Off shot missed by Tens. We're still moving forward inside the site now for Sentinels, and we're staying back at least, trying to run that clock down for the guard. Dapper doesn't have that wall anymore because he used it towards mid. We have to wait for the toxic screen to come back up, but this is an opportunity for the guard to push forward. We have to spray through the wall as well. Oh, the body, the gun stick sells, so Dapper falls. Another shot from Saya player. Only 2 more to go. Tens and Shazam. No Hunter's Fury as Shazam needs to get the kill to activate eliminated on a 4 versus 2. A 0 point comes out, and Tens is posted with this off, looking back towards Snowman, waiting for Sire Player. They both get a kill. It's a 2 versus 2. Now we're pushing forward on a 1 versus 1. It's Trent. It's Tens. Trent is moving forward. The swing. He gets the kill. We're going into overtime. Snakebite also comes in from Sentinels, so a great way to delay. And now you know the execution is coming out from the guard on the attack, and it's Valid and Net at least opening up the first 2. Shock Dart misses because of the smoke. Those damn Privy smokes. He lands both of them on the ground, and now we get the plant coming in from Jonah P. And Shazam swings out for the kill. Shock Darts can do it. I'll do it with my gun, man.
Just enough to get the frag there. Set up for a 3v3 to end us up on this round of our first overtime. A slow rotation here. You can see the intention coming in from the side of Sentinels. They're letting Tens go as slow as possible before he meets with the team. And they get these shots in. Nobody wanting to peek. Nobody wanting to be the first one to go down. The shot misses!
Oh my! Valent's still there though. Valent's still there, but Shroud stops him close range. So we're pushing forward from a nice haunt. But it's Shroud with the 3rd kill into the round and a 4th kill into the round. The defuse comes in for Sentinels, and they retake the lead in the series.
Sentinels towards mid. A contact mid play. Not a piece of utility used. Absolutely brazen, and they find Jonah P utility out in overtime.
No way, but we still have Trent in the back of the site. It's traded out by Tens once again. Spike picked up, traded out by Valen. Spike is down once again with the fragment on the ground. Alert towards mid doesn't work out. It's a player advantage back into the guard as Net is pushing forward. Zelsis thought he had the timing. Now it's Shroud on the 3 versus 1 as he leans out. Net brings it.
Remember, that choke point really did him in last time, so they're going to make sure they clear out most of it. No flash play to come through. Sentinels isn't ready for it. The wall goes down, a bit of a mistiming.
2 openers. Beautiful flash from Valen as well.
10
That's it.
seconds left.
It's a 5 versus 2.
Yeah,
But it's Shroud and
happened
Tens.
so quick.
Shroud and Tens. Only Tens with the first headshot. Second one connects
Tens?
onto Net. Looking back towards the 410. 70 HP left. 10 bullets in the chamber. Speaking of
Looks like
chambers, he also has Headhunter.
Molly set up by Jonah P just on the right there by Electric Box on your right. Good and happy to fire that out and set up for another one. Is he going mid or round? He is. Look at the rotation by Jonah P right now.
Oh, yeah.
He's laced up and sprinting mid after firing the molly. The ability to continue to delay. You have to be kidding me. They have like a guarantee on this round. A 2-year guarantee right there. 14 to... They want to know that Sen is just as committed, and here's the plant going down. The dink.
Plant, a dink indeed. Now the wall gets broken, but Shroud, he's still alive for a minute. He swings out.
The timing!
What a bait by Trent. How crazy are you going to do that
Net.
in overtime? 2 kills then come back from the guard. It's a player advantage now for the defenders for the retake. But like I said, it's still planted for long. We have good positioning right now from Sentinels. No more fragments, no more post-plant positioning. And because of that, players are falling down. And now that allows the Viper Smith to come back. 1 more to go. It's Celsius with the kill through the smoke. Looking for the spray. It's back at halfway, out with the classic. That gets the kill, and that's gonna be the guard that finally seals it. 13 to 15 in their favor. And oh my God, Riv, it's time for you to take it because I need a breather.
What an amazing series coming out of both teams. It couldn't be said anymore. The guard pushing Sentinels to the max there. I'd say at the end, though. Look